Alright, what's good guys? So, brought a new car, 800 bucks for Toyota Hilux. So, there's the beast there, 1987 or 1988, sorry, Toyota Hilux, white, single cab. Just took it in for a waff and it failed on a slight bit of rust underneath the floor, down there. But it's pretty tight, it's got a big deck on it, it's got some nice looking jelly bean Krager type wheels on it. Someone can tell me what those are in the comment down below. They're a fairly common thing to be seen on Ford Falcons and that. Runs mint, 800 bucks. When I first got it, was sitting under a tree, should have taken a photo of it, but I didn't. The bonnet was covered in moss, there was mould everywhere, and it looked like a bit of a pig. So, gave it a cut and polish, good clean up, and it's looking pretty sweet now. So, the plan today, well, the plan for this thing is I brought it because I was going to actually recab my four-wheel drive one that I showed you in the last video with this cab. However, it just runs too mint, it's too tidy. I've got to get it back on the road and sell it, and I'll use the money from it to reinvest into the four-wheel drive. So, plan today on this thing is I took it for a waff, it failed. I'll bring it here to my cousin's so I can use his MIG welder, try and MIG up the hole, and then throw a seat cover on it and tidy up the back deck. And probably maybe respray the window wipers black and just tidy a couple of little things up on it, run it through for its recheck on Monday, and hopefully sell it during the week for, well, I'm looking at least $2,000 profit. So yeah, I'd like to make at least $2,000 on it, but I'm going to tidy this up first because in there's a bit shit. So I've got some rust converter, just went to Super Cheap before. And also got a bench seat cover. Because the seat is pretty shit. And also got this manky fucking looking pillow that's disgusting. By the way, it's not my pillow. So I'm going to cut that pillow up and stick it in the seat and then duct tape over it and then put the bench seat cover on it. And should be sweet. Alright, so I've removed the floor mat and given it a blow with the air gun. So there's one hole, a bit of a hole there, and there. Yeah, it's not real bad, but it's not very good either. So we'll try and fill those, and then I've got, like I said, that rust activator primer stuff, and we'll give it a clean up with that. But first I'll give it a bit of a sand. That hole's actually sort of opening up to be a bit of a decent size. Now I'm giving it a sand back. Fucking rusty Toyotas. Alright, so it's about an hour later. So I've got a couple of plates there, put a plate under there and another one over the top and a little one there because I started melting holes and there and there. Now I know some people are going to go down in the comments and tell me that I can't weld, and you'd be fucking right. But, you know, I can make shit stick to a blanket, so fuck, you know, the floor's strong, it's all in there, there's penetration. I know there's penetration because I melted the fucking floor, so, all the time. So, that's probably good enough for me. So I might just give it a little sand back, maybe not. And just clean this floor up, and then I'm going to spray paint the floor with some rust, what do you call it, like, oh, that shit that I got from Super Cheap earlier. And then paint it black, so it should just sort of all tie in then. So yeah, at least it's not a Flintstones car anymore, and we cleaned up the holes, and hopefully that passes, you know, inspection. Now, got a can of CRC rust converter, and now hopefully it's going to like, that's weird, wasn't expecting that. So I think it should sort of like do some chemical process where it fucks around with the rust and turns it into a primer type deal. I probably could have like wire wheeled this in fairness, but that could have left me like making more holes, and as you can tell I'm not that good at welding up holes. Oh fuck off, there's a hole there. Oh no, I'm leaving that one. So I'll just spray this everywhere and let it cure, and then we'll just paint it black and fuck, she'll look sweet. Okay, so it's about 5 minutes later. As you can see, the rusty kill shit's doing some acid chemical fucking, it's changing colour, so it's killing rust, I guess. But this is what happens as soon as you touch a bit of rust or a floor pan in a Toyota with a sander. That hole has just gotten way bigger. So I'm now going to have to get a little bit of panel steel and try and fold it into that sort of divot shape, and yeah, put another patch in there. Fuck, this is doing my head in. Alright, well, it probably took a little bit more time folding that one up, sort of just massaging it into shape and you know, having no gaps to fill. And that one probably actually came out certainly the best. You know, if you're marking it as a test, it's, you know, maybe a D minus, but fuck, it's better than an F. So that's the floor done in my eyes. We'll just let this shit go off. So as you can see, where I've just welded, because I sprayed that first, the heat's actually probably set that stuff off quicker, so it should dry black, which is good, but I'll throw some black over it anyway once it does dry. So now that that's done, and I'm happy that I could probably bullshit my way through a waff with that, I'll clean all the interior out and we'll fix this, because that's shit. Alright, I just sliced this main key old tallow open. It's full of fucking feathers. Fuck. It's actually an expensive pillow, so I was hoping it was just full of foam so I could just get the foam and, you know. But no. So this one's gone in the dark. Okay, so I couldn't find any other foam anywhere, so I've ripped up a bit of towel and I've put a bit of towel in there, and that's filled that bit out, and I taped over it and it looks good, but filling this with towel I don't really like the idea of, so I'm going to fill it with feathers. And as everybody knows, feather duvets, they're like the comfiest things ever. So we'll squash. Hello. Yeah, how you going? So we're going to squash heaps of feathers in here. I mean, this is going to just be like heaven. Alright. Might make a mess here, but I'm just going to put feathers all in there like that. And it's going to be, oh, I'm going to enjoy sitting on this. Yeah, it's probably enough feathers. We'll get rid of this bloody thing. Feathers everywhere. That can sit there. Now, somehow, I need to cover this. Stop escaping, feathers. Stay there. How come all the feathers are so small? Were they from like baby chickens or? Bark, bark. Here it is. Genius. We just simply put this there, like that. Need the seatbelt clicker. Get our duct tape. Get it? Duct tape. Where is it? Here's our duct tape. And we tape this down. Oh. I'm much looking forward to seeing how comfortable this is, because I've got a feeling it's going to be very good. Now, not highly convinced this was a completely good idea. Maybe once the car seat cover's on, it'll all just come together. Made in China by Elena. Really? Who made the other one then? You're fucking kidding. That is that personal touch that you just don't get anymore, you know? Finding out who made it. What little Chinese lady made it. Oh, Elena made this one too. See? Made in China by Elena. Fuck me, right? Alright, after fitting our fairly plush looking car seat covers, I put the door card back on. Obviously it wasn't on because the clips are all broken, so I've taped it on and had to use some glue, namely no more nails, and also just put some floor mats in there that are just tidied up a little bit. Now if you can see the dashboard, it's all dusty, covered in shit, so give it a bit of a revive. Boom. So that looks much better. Nice and shiny, steering wheel's fairly clean, and would you believe, all of that came off the fucking steering wheel. So grubby hands, man. So it looks good. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly take to those alloys with a scotchy. So as you can see, brake dust has stained them over the life. So what I'm going to do is just give them a little bit of lube, bit of water, got a Scotch Brite here, and just good old-fashioned elbow grease. Should clean these up a lot better. Now I could get some metal polish out and really polish the shit out of them and they'd look fantastic, but nah, I'm not really sure going to all that effort's going to get me any more money on payday, so we'll just clean them up and they'll be set. I'm ready for it. Well, we tied it all the interior up. We got that on there, this on here. Fixed some rust holes down there. Gave the dashboard a bit of a clean. It's time to go home. So as you see, temperature gauge is pretty much on cold. Well, it should be cold. It's been sitting there about 2.5 hours now. Runs mint. I'm not idling it. You know, it's idling all by itself. 450,000 Ks on the clock. Good old Toyota. 4-speed manual. Clutch is great. You know, everything's. It's amazing how good it runs for 450,000 Ks. And also for 800 bucks. Runs better than my ute, which I wouldn't sell for any less than 5k, you know. It's got no power steering, which actually sucks, not gonna lie. Alright, so it was on empty, just threw 20 bucks in it. Didn't even give me a quarter of a tank. Price of fuel nowadays is just fucking ridiculous. So definitely pays to have a diesel. Everything in this thing works except for the fan. So the blower motor's obviously stuffed, which is a shame. Could get a new one, but I'm not going to waste my time. She's not the fastest thing on 4 wheels, but runs sweet, man. For 800 bucks and 450,000 Ks, this thing's a gem. It's even got, and Tommy F here would be all over this, mate, factory radio delete panel with Toyota on it. That's a bit broken, but that doesn't matter anyway because the blower motor doesn't work, so you know. But it does blow hot air if you have it on that, and outside coming in, so there is hot air coming out of there now. But I mean, it just shows, if you look after old cars like this thing, it's been a company vehicle, so it's definitely been driven every day. It's definitely been driven every just seen someone I knew, so I had to try and honk the horn, and yeah, the horn sounds real good too. Or maybe not. So yeah, well, I don't even know where I was going with that. But it just goes to show, this was a company vehicle, was driven every day, it's done high mileage, you know, it's been used and abused, it's been loaded up with, you know, well, it was brought off a place called Steelworks. So it's been loaded up with steel and bloody box section, whatever sort of metal and miscellaneous shit they had on the back deck, I don't know. But it's been used daily for hire and reward, let's say. And this thing's a fucking gem. It's minter than like most family vehicles, you know, like, and that's saying something because normally the family would be the one to look after the vehicle more than a company vehicle, you know. So it's probably had a hard life and it's come through and it's just absolutely mint. It's a shame some average cunt done some rust repairs on the floor pan and done some shit welding. But don't worry about that because I'm the cunt that put this back on the road, alright? So, sweet as. Alright, I'm gonna give it the beans. Oh, fuck. Copious amounts of power. This is what Toyota would have called. Oi, cunt. I'm fucking feeding it. Fuck. I mean, I am up it. Hilux got passed by Hilux. There you go. So there it is. The biggest imperfection I can find with this thing is that there's like a 1/2 inch gap there, and it's probably caused by that, in fairness. But it's got the little 14-inch Cheviots on it. It's got real tidy doors. There's fucking like no rust around the A-pillars. There's just a little bit of sort of surfacey colour starting along there, but in general there's nothing. It's straight as fuck, tidy as shit, and the deck is like a good foot longer than any other flat decks I've seen, because I've been looking out for them since I've been seeing them on the road, and generally they're stopping, you know, sort of right just after the chassis maybe, whereas this thing's going about 2 feet past the chassis. And then it's also, you know, a good 3/4 foot wider than the cab itself, and the sides also all fold down, all that bizzo, so you get a load on this bugger. I'm not gonna lie, shit just got slightly awkward. People just sort of snuck up behind me on the dog path, and when you're talking to a camera by yourself, it's weird, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking weird. But you sort of hear it. It's got a bit of a note to it, so when you fire her up on the choke in the morning, starts up, piece of piss. First crank of the key, and it sounds, you know, it sounds pretty decent. It's not loud or anything, but you can hear it. I thought some 2-inch blocks in the back to blow the back down and wind the torsions a little bit, and this thing will look fucking shit hot. So, like I said, if any of yous out there are after a ute for, you know, I don't know, work, dogs, firewood, fuck, I don't know, just a ute, man. They're cool old utes. Let us know in the comments below, and I don't know, get in touch, man. So, like I said, I did pay 800 bucks for it. I've spent 100 bucks on a new tyre and a bit of time, you know, tidying it up and that sort of thing. I'm not going to give it away because, fuck, she's too mint. I was going to put it on Trade Me and ask 3 for it, and bottom dollar, I'll take 2. So I think it's worth 2.5 all day long. But I'd certainly take 2 for it because I'm still going to be making money. So if you're still here and watching and you're here for the first time, give us a subscribe, and for the rest of yous, see you on the next.